Hello everyone. Today I talk about how I want to get rid as much as possible of my excuses and starting the Let Go challenge. Let's check this out. So I came across the video from Pat Flynn today, and if you don't know him, he's a pretty cool guy. He explains a lot of how to do podcasting and videos and a lot of tutorials online, and he's pretty good. He's pretty good at what he does, and he was pushing a video and a new challenge today, and this one was about letting go. And if you want to participate in this challenge, I'll link the video below, and it is pretty interesting. And today, this is my first entry for that, doing a video about it. Why not? So the thing I want to let go of is mainly excuses. I've been able to deal with that a lot more these past few weeks than I was able to before. And one thing was that I've got asthma, and it can be quite a problem. I know there are things that are way worse than that in life, and other illnesses that are way worse than that. I know. It's not that big of a deal when you think about it. Compared to a lot of others, it's not that big of a deal. But it's still cumbersome. It's still a problem to deal with that daily. If you want to do something that requires some efforts and you want to run or you want to stay in shape, it could be a hurdle. You could struggle doing that when you've got asthma or any lungs problems for that matter. And in that fact, I've had that for the longest time. If I recall, it started when I was 4 years old, and since then I saw that as a reason not to try harder. I saw that as a reason not to do the best I could physically. Therefore, I didn't do any sports, or when I tried, I barely did it. So that overall is a problem because of that illness, I was focusing myself on not doing certain things that could trigger the illness instead of seeing what could be done and if I could do it, even though I had this issue. It all comes down to the what if question again. What if I was able to do a bit more than I thought I was able to? What if? And for that matter, as I said, for all those years, I was not able to because I didn't force myself. And I am extremely grateful that my wife forced my hand to go and ask for help from other doctors to control this problem a bit more. And thankfully, that's what happened. And because of that, I'm currently in a much better shape than I was before. I mean, I can run now. And now I'll be 38. And for the longest time, I was just blocking myself because I thought that if I did overboard and worked out too hard, I would trigger the asthma. I would trigger something that then I need to deal with, because whenever you're not breathing well, it's not fun at all. It really isn't, because you feel like you're trapped and you either can't get more air in or get more air out, depending on what you've got. In my case, it's a matter of not being able to have enough air get in my lungs. So I was constantly just exhaling and could not get more air in, and you feel trapped. You feel stressed, and yeah, it's really not fun, not at all. So I'm very, very grateful and thankful that my wife was so stubborn at that point for that, because I'm stubborn myself. So it was not easy for her. It was not, because I can be so stubborn sometimes. When I think I'm right, it's not good. It's not good. I often just stop listening, and it's really not the best thing to do, and that's something else I need to work on. So yes, thank you, my wife, for helping me out and pushing me into the right direction for that. Because of that, I was able to see a doctor that knew exactly what I needed, and we have a tight review throughout the years to make sure that everything is fine. And since then, my lungs are just getting better and better, which is awesome. Getting the right medication when you need medication is awesome. Sometimes you can be over medicated, but other times you need that. So it's not to be neglected. And finding help when you can and where you can, and from whoever that it can be helpful in your life, is something not to neglect as well. So I guess the moral of today is be sure to listen to others sometimes. And also make sure that the excuses are monitored. Make sure that you monitor your excuses, because sometimes you're making excuses about something that you can do something about. In my case, I made the excuse of not being able to be healthy and in shape because of the illness, when in fact, if I was just exercising a bit more, I wouldn't have all those problems throughout the years. And it wouldn't be as big of a change today. But again, what I went through is something that helped me grow throughout the years. I'm not regretting that. I just wish that I would have listened earlier and would have tried earlier. But other than that, I learned a valuable lesson. Making excuses doesn't help you in the long run. Doesn't mean that you can solve all the problems, but first you have to try. So till tomorrow, ciao.